Hey y'all, this video is on something that I've thought about my entire life, homeless people. What should the rest of us do about or for homeless people? Obviously, we all feel sorry for them. My whole life, anytime I saw a homeless person, I wanted to cry. As I've gotten older, it's less that I want to cry and more that I feel scared of them. Because desperate people do desperate things. I always wonder where they came from, what's their story, why don't they have any family member that they could live with. Usually they're alcoholics or they're drug addicts, so they've just burned their bridge with everybody in their family and any friends that they ever had. So nobody respects them, nobody trusts them, nobody wants them to live with them. Or, yeah, you could say the flip side, maybe they don't trust anybody. So they don't want to live with anybody and they'd rather live out on the streets. But that takes some trust. Because in order to live out on the streets, you got to trust everybody. You know? I guess it's a different kind of trust. Maybe they get claustrophobic. Maybe they would rather not be trapped in a house with someone and they'd rather be out there in the public eye where if anybody does anything to them, then everybody else will see it. I'm sure a lot of them were abused in some way by parents or mates, or friends or bosses. Most of them have mental health issues, which, yeah, most people think, oh, it's just a mental health issue. Usually that is a demon, like OCD, schizophrenia. I would say depression. Depression is actually the spirit of heaviness. Anxiety is the spirit of fear. So, yeah, if they appear to have a mental health disorder, it's probably evil spirits. So probably most homeless people actually need deliverance, but maybe they're too scared to go in a church and get deliverance. I'm guessing that most of them didn't grow up in church. Although I did talk to one guy outside of a gas station one time, and he had a dog, so I gave him, all the cash I had, because I felt bad that he had a dog. But he said that God told him to be homeless and reach the homeless for Jesus and be a missionary. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. I remember when I was a kid, we would have snacks in my mom's car, and whenever we would see a homeless person, I'd be like, let's give them these snacks. And my mom would be like, no. And she was so cold in regards to them. And I was like, that's so sad. Don't you feel sorry for them? But, I think that the older we get, the more cold we can get towards that situation. Because it's like, well, why don't they have a job and an apartment? But, yeah, maybe they have bad credit. Maybe they can't get an apartment. Maybe they can't get a rent house. Usually then you can rent a room. But, yeah, like I said, maybe they don't trust anybody, so they don't want to live with anybody. So they don't want to rent a room anywhere. I always think, isn't there someone, like a cousin or somebody that could take them in? But I guess not everybody's from a big family. My family's huge. I think I have 15 or 20 cousins. I have 6 uncles, 6 blood uncles, 1 aunt. So both sides of my family are really big. So theoretically, I could always find some family member to live with if I needed to. I don't think I would ever have to worry about being homeless, so that's good. Which usually women don't, but there are some homeless women. Usually homeless people are men because, yeah, for various reasons. Anyways, we should say a prayer for them. Dear God, I just pray for all the homeless people all around the world, that they will get humble and ask for help, and I pray that there's some family member that they could live with. I pray that you will give them shelter, especially right now since it's so cold. I pray that they will all think of some family member that they can become best friends with and live with. And I pray that their needs will be met. I pray that I pray that they will all think of some family member that they get along with and they like, and that will give them shelter and food and water. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, and I pray that they won't be too prideful to ask somebody for help. I think that's really mainly what it is. I'm sure that they all have past friends or family members, but they don't want to ask for help, you know. They just want to rough it and stick it out and pretend to be tough. It's very sad. Very, very sad. I haven't seen too much homelessness, because most of the areas where I lived, it was like illegal to be homeless. But I remember seeing it in downtown Lincoln, Nebraska, because I used to work downtown at a student loan center, and I would see it sometimes, and it was shocking there, because they would even be outside sleeping on the sidewalk in the winter, and it snows all winter in Nebraska. And I was like, why do they do that? How do they do that? You know? So weird. Anyways, well, that's why I said a few months ago, I made a video, and I said if I ever was president, I would build more homeless shelters. Because I think that would be really good. You know? Yeah, and get the homeless people in the homeless shelter. I'm pretty sure that all of them have extra room. So, anyways, yeah, and then the homeless shelters need to rehabilitate people, so they need to, like, make sure that these guys go find a job, you know, and not just baby them forever. So, yeah. Anyways, God loves y'all. God bless. Bye.